body dynamics and analytical dynamics. These two things will be covered post. So before we begin, let me ask you a few questions. You know about planar rigid bodies, right? What is the basic definition of a rigid body? What is the basic definition of a rigid body? So, a kinematic definition is that if you choose any 2 points, I and j on the rigid body, this distance is always constant. So, your Cij is always a constant. Distance between any 2 points does not change. Now, sometimes the rigid body dynamics study is classified into some categories. Not classified, I would say sometimes it is simplified, especially in your undergraduate. So, for instance, when you see that you have certain dynamics which is localized to a plane, some dynamics which is localized to a plane. Can you think of some dynamics, some mechanisms which are localized to a plane? Slider and mechanism. You have seen it is all of that is actually on a single plane. Rolling of a wheel in a single direction. If it rolls, let's say like this on the surface of this table, then it is not that simple. We will discuss that also, rolling in 2 dimensions. But rolling 1 dimension, essentially, all points on the rigid body will always be restricted to move in a plane. If you also imagine motion of a connecting rod, you know that one part of the connecting rod is always moving on a circle, and the other part of the connecting rod is translating. And intermediate points, they are in combination of rotation and translation. But essentially both these points, or rather all points on the connecting rod, they are restricted to move on this plane of the whiteboard. Even the motion of my duster on the blackboard this motion is restricted to the plane of the board. Now, if we want to describe the motion of a rigid body which is restricted to a particular plane, how many coordinates do you need to describe the motion? Motion, or let's say you want to specify, you want to fix this duster on the board. ये duster को मुझे fix करना है board. तो कैसे fix करेंगे? दो कोऑर्डिनेट चाहिए. या तो एक पिन यहाँ से लगाएंगे और एक पिन यहाँ पे. If I fix 2 points on the duster, I fix the rigid body on that particular plane. In other words, now if you want to describe the orientation and the location of this duster, rigid body के साथ हमेशा 2 चीजें हैं. One is orientation, कैसा है, and then the location, either where is it. This together tells you that together describes the rigid body. Now, if it is a planar motion, ये जो भी examples मैं दे रहा था, they are all, the motion is restricted to a plane, which you have already done in your engineering mechanics course. So, if I want to describe this duster in a plane, how many coordinates will I need? अभी जैसे आपने कहा कि 2 पॉइंट फिक्स कर दूंगा तो ये डस्टर फिक्स हो गया। तो ये 2 पॉइंट, एक पॉइंट का कितना कोऑर्डिनेट हुआ, इसका कितना हुआ, तो टोटल 4। बट I must here impose one important thing, that these coordinates must be independent. Now these two coordinates which are part of the duster, are they independent? How do you test independence? अगर इसको मूव करेंगे तो दूसरा भी affected, because they are connected by this rigid body. So this is one important part which you have to think. Now to uniquely specify the coordinates, independent coordinates, you can fix this point. कितना कोऑर्डिनेट्स चाहिए इसको डिस्क्राइब करने के लिए, पहले तो एक पॉइंट को फिक्स करें। तो फिक्स कर लिया तो ये डस्टर इस पॉइंट के अबाउट में रोटेट कर सकता है। Now if I fix the angle of this duster with respect to some reference, then I have completely specified the orientation and position of the duster. So let's say if I mark some point over on the duster A, so with respect to this rule, let's say it is localized to this particular plane, you will say ये point का blue जो point है इसका coordinates बताइए. So you will get the coordinates of this. And then if someone tells you कि ये edge का angle क्या है x axis के साथ, so you will be able to fix the orientation and the position of the duster. And remember this coordinate, ये कोऑर्डिनेट कितना, ये कोऑर्डिनेट में कौन से दो वेरिएबल्स हैं, x और y. x, y and this theta, they are independent. So we need 3 independent coordinates to study the motion or to specify the motion, position, orientation of a rigid body which is localized to, which is restricted to move on a plane. So for planar motion of rigid bodies, you need 3 independent coordinates. Standby में चला गया. Oh, yeah. But the twist is, we don't deal with planar motion of rigid bodies in this class. We deal with 3D motion of rigid bodies. And now, if you think of the same question of, ignore what is there for the time being. How many independent coordinates do you need now to specify the position and orientation of a rigid body in space? In space मतलब, in space, suppose you construct a space by specifying the coordinate system and you want to specify the position and orientation of this duster, which is now regarded as a rigid body. So how many independent coordinates do you need? 6. So intuitively it appears that ठीक है 6 चाहिए. But now again look at the same concept. ये blue point को specify करने के लिए आप कितना coordinates लगेगा? 3 Now with this point fixed, अगर कोई और point लेते हैं rigid body पे, let's say this black point. ब्लू पॉइंट के रेस्पेक्ट में ये जो ब्लैक पॉइंट है, व्हाट इज द लोकस ऑफ द मोशन ऑफ दिस ब्लैक पॉइंट? circle? So to specify where exactly it is located on the surface of the sphere, कितने coordinates चाहिए होंगे? 2. Because why you are saying 3, I can understand. You are taking r, theta and phi, spherical coordinates measure. But r you can measure. R is not the degree of freedom. It is already provided. ठीक है? तो थीटा एंड फाई मतलब ये जो ब्लैक पॉइंट है, पहले ये मान लो इसके अबाउट में रोटेट कर दिए, ठीक है? उसके बाद इसके अबाउट में कितना वर्टिकल से कितना रोटेट हुआ, ये दो एंगल लेके यू फिक्स द ब्लैक पॉइंट. नाउ यू विल आल्सो नीड टू स्पेसिफाई ये ऐसे है, ऐसे है, ऐसे है, ऐसे है, and along this line only what is the rotation about this particular axis. For instance, a top. If you want to get this position of the top, you have to position and orientation of the top. You have to get this location. ठीक है? ये लोकेशन सपोज दिया हुआ है. This needs 3 coordinates. But let's say you know this as you set it to the origin, तो वो coordinate 0 0 0. Then you need to mark this particular axis. ये axis कैसे हम लोग specify कर सकते हैं? इस reference से कितना बीटा है and इससे कितना फाई. ठीक है? उसके बाद कोई एक particular point with respect to this n axis, how is it rotated? इसका एक ओरिजिनल रेफरेंस कुछ होगा. with respect to that, how much it is rotated. So you need theta, phi and psi and 3 coordinates to specify that particular point. इसमें वापस अगर मैप करें तो क्या होगा? 3 points for the blue one. Actually I should have marked one more point to specify this rotation. ये psi है, but ये ब्लैक पॉइंट को मैं मैप कर सकता हूँ यूजिंग फाई एंड थीटा. कितना ऐसे है और फिर कितना ऐसे. एंड देन अबाउट दिस एक्सिस हाउ मच इट has, which is shown by that this angle psi. So you need 3 coordinates to specify orientation and 3 coordinates to specify position. ये जो 3 एंगल्स का कॉम्बिनेशन है, इट हैज अ पॉपुलर नेम कॉल्ड ऑयलर एंगल्स. ऑयलर डिवाइस द मेथड बाय विच यू कैन स्पेसिफाई द ओरिएंटेशन ऑफ एनी 3D ऑब्जेक्ट्स इन स्पेस. जैसे फॉर इंस्टेंस इफ यू आर हैविंग अ एयरक्राफ्ट व्हिच इज अंडर सर्वेलेंस, हाउ एग्जैक्टली is the aircraft located? कैसे बताओगे? थोड़ा ऐसे है, थोड़ा ऐसे है, ऐसे बोलने से तो होगा. Someone needs to know how is the. So you specify set of 3 angles, which is known as the Euler. So we need 6 independent coordinates to specify motion of rigid bodies in 3D. And this is our starting point. We start with the first part, which is kinematics of rigid bodies. Of course, this is based on the pre-assumption that you have studied kinematics of rigid bodies in 2D. 2D का मतलब है प्लेन, जो मैं कुछ देर पहले समझा रहा था. 3 independent coordinates that you have studied, pure rolling, these stuff. So I particularly do not like this presentation mode. Sometimes It helps me save time by avoiding the drawing part. So we start with first very well known motion, which is known as translation. We are always very happy whenever we have to see when we see translation because it is so simple. So translation means in very simple terms, rigid bodies में सब बहुत सारे points हैं, infinite number of points. Translation tells you that motion of all the points in the rigid body is identical. What is the term you have to remember? Motion identical का मतलब क्या है? सब point का simultaneously velocity एक है, acceleration भी एक है. If you look at this vector expression, you are having 2 points on the rigid body A and B, and you want to express this position vector A in terms of B. You know this vector expression RA relative to B, but you will find that this RA relative to B ये भी एक वेक्टर है ना. ये वेक्टर ना डायरेक्शन में चेंज कर रहा है और मैग्नीट्यूड में तो चेंज नहीं कर सकता रिजिड बॉडी है. सो व्हेन यू आर टेकिंग टाइम डेरिवेटिव, ये r डॉट a रिलेटिव टू b जीरो हो जाता है एंड व्हाट यू एंड अप विथ इज va इज इक्वल टू, इफ यू डिफरेंशिएट इट अगेन you will get acceleration of a is equal to acceleration of. This is what we mean that motion of all the points is identical. So it can be B straight path में जा रहा है, A भी उसी straight path में जा रहा है, and that is true for any other random 2 points which you choose on the rigid body. Identical will always be identical. जो भी पॉइंट्स लेंगे वो सब एक दूसरे से आइडेंटिकल, कोई चेंज नहीं. If you have understood this, let me ask you a question. So these are 2 pivot points, 1 and 2, and let's say 2 equal length massless rods are attached to a slab, rectangular slab of mass m. So they have been displaced by this angle. समझ रहे हो, एक स्लैब है, उसका 2 पॉइंट we have attached to fixed pivots, and all these are revolute joints, 1, 2, 3, 4, सब revolute joints. This is massless rigid rod L, and this is also massless rigid rod. तो स्लैब को ऐसे करके छोड़ देगा. So my question is, what is the resulting motion of this slab? Pure rotation. Is it translation? Is it something between rotation and translation? ये क्वेश्चन मैंने कब पूछा है? That is also important. When I am asking you this question, after I discussed translation. दोनों के बीच का, इस सेम बीच का rotation and translation. See, one thing, it is a plane motion. Plane motion रोटेशन भी हो सकता है, ट्रांसलेशन भी हो सकता है, एंड दोनों का कॉम्बिनेशन होता है इन जनरल. someone should give this answer. अगर ट्रांसलेशन है तो अभी मैंने क्या बताया था, अगर 2 पॉइंट लेंगे रिजिड बॉडी पे तो दोनों का वेलोसिटी वेक्टर सेम होगा या अलग होगा? तो यहाँ पे वो जो स्लैब है उसका कोई दो पॉइंट ऐसा देख सकते हैं, राइट, द पॉइंट वेयर इट इज हिंज्ड A and B, what are the velocity vectors at this point of time? Velocity vector A का क्या है? Perpendicular to that L theta dot, right? और इसका क्या होगा? You recognize this fact that A can move only in a circular motion with respect to this hinge point, and B can move in a circular motion with respect to this hinge point. So at this instant, what will be the velocity at circular motion is always r omega. तो ओमेगा क्या है? थीटा डॉट, r क्या है? L. Can you get this? तो A और B का जो वेलोसिटी है इज आइडेंटिकल। प्लेनर रिजिड बॉडी का अगर दो पॉइंट में आइडेंटिकल हो गया तो सब पॉइंट में वो आइडेंटिकल होगा। एनी टू पॉइंट्स if they have identical motion even for planar or non-planar, here we can see अगर VA is equal to VB then we don't have to bother about other points। कोई भी दो पॉइंट ऐसा मिल गया जिसका वेलोसिटी सेम है तो वो ट्रांसलेशन। नॉर्मली प्रॉब्लम ये है कि ट्रांसलेशन वी ऑलवेज थिंक अबाउट रेक्टिलिनियर, बट दिस इज नॉट रेक्टिलिनियर ट्रांसलेशन, दिस इज कॉल्ड कर्वीलिनियर। Okay, let me test little bit more. Let me take a point M on the rigid body at this instant. So you tell me what is the velocity of point M at that instant. Distance change होने दो। Translation है सेम होगा L theta dot, बट ये जो पॉइंट ऐसे ही गेस किया, दैट इज आल्सो यू शुड थिंक कि सेट की सर डिस्टेंस तो बदल गया, डिस्टेंस तो सेम रहेगा, डिस्टेंस बदलना प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। प्रॉब्लम है कि ये जो A और M है दैट रिमेन्स इंटैक्ट। What I said, R A relative to B, उसका टाइम डेरिवेटिव जीरो, तो डिस्टेंस को चेंज नहीं करेगा ड्यू टू रिजिड बॉडी assumption। क्या होगा कि वो वही रहेगा, that will not change any, it will not have any rotation, that is what I am trying to say। ये जो लेंथ है अगर M का कोई मोशन हो relative to A, then this AM will have rotation, तब इस स्लैब का एक ओमेगा आ जाएगा, और ओमेगा आने का मतलब ट्रांसलेशन गया है। Once you get a omega, translation is finished। But you can see that, right? Because normally in most general sense that is omega cross RAB, this VA relative to B for rigid bodies, right? So omega is zero, that's why RA relative to B is zero। और other words, ये जो दो पॉइंट्स मान लो एक तरह से मूव कर रहा है, विजुअलाइज दिस मूव्स इन द सेम वे, तो ये रोटेट ही नहीं करेगा। So the time derivative of RA relative to B will always be zero। तो इसका मतलब कोई भी पॉइंट में M लें तो भी L थीटा डॉट है, सब कोई भी पॉइंट में वेलोसिटी वेक्टर सब जगह वही L theta dot L theta dot L theta, and that's why identical, all points are having identical velocities, so it is in curvilinear translation। Are you confused? No? थोड़ा सा कब कंफ्यूज करते हैं। नाउ इलेक्ट्री ट्रांसलेशन कर लीजिए ट्रांसलेशन। अभी क्या है कि जस्ट एक हिंज है, एक ही पॉइंट पे है, तो यानी कि मेरा जो स्लैब है इसके अबाउट भी रोटेट कर सकता है, और जहां रोटेट कर सकता है मतलब ट्रांसलेशन नाउ इट विल हैव अ okay. You see, let me tell you something which I intend to motivate you. Euler angles which I said just now, ये जो है these things phi, psi, theta. Euler gave very groundbreaking theorems in rigid body dynamics. आज हम लोग जो रिसर्च कर रहे हैं, whatever we are doing, it is, what should I say, there are n parameters, we are somehow optimizing on these n parameters, we are finding something new, we are trying to do something new, but those n parameters which have been established, they are from the fundamentals, और जो fundamentals establish करता है that is ground. उसको आप इधर उधर करके बहुत सारा रिसर्च कर सकते हैं, एप्लीकेशन उसका दे सकते हैं, but Euler, people think Newton was one who laid the foundations of mechanics. He did to some extent, but Euler was the one whose rigid body, kinematics of rigid body stands in a proper framework because of Euler. So he gave this concept of Euler angles, 3 unique rotations to describe orientation of rigid body in space. He also came up with theorems like, suppose if this is a rigid body, we will discuss that, it is called Euler's theorem. मैं एक पॉइंट को फिक्स कर दूँ, ठीक है, उसके बाद ऐसे 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 कुछ एक रोटेशन में देखे, सपोज ऐसे कुछ आर्बिट्ररी देखे, पहले ऐसे था, मैं कुछ ऐसे कर दिया, तो ये जो पहले ऐसे था अब ऐसे हो गया. This initial and final configurations I can arrive by thinking कि एक axis of rotation है imaginary which is passing through the same fixed point, and उसके about में rotation देने से वही वाला configuration. So to put it in words, any arbitrary displacement of a rigid body with a point fixed can be regarded as a pure rotation about the axis passing through the fixed point. तो कैसे भी how much arbitrary it appears, this initial to final you can regard by finding a particular axis and about that axis some rotation. कितना भी complicated motion हो, finally you can conceive it as a rotation about the instantaneous axis by a certain angle. And this Euler came up with in last 17 years of his life. Why last 17 को इतना glorify क्यों? Because he was blind for last 17 years. And to motivate you, here comes the motivation. He couldn't see, of course. So these discoveries were quite driven by intuition. देख तो सकते नहीं, but one आँख से you can be अंतर्मुखी. You understand? You can introspect. So mechanics, this is a standing proof that mechanics is not just about mathematics. He could see these things with his eyes closed, and we failed to see that with eyes open. Later on, using some matrix transformation, we can prove this Euler's theorem when we discuss rotation. Okay, so of course we are not Eulers, but we can try to get motivated by these things. So before you move to other parts, we have to also deal with fixed axis rotation. I think all of you are quite familiar with fixed axis rotation. So fixed axis rotation, as the name suggests, you have an axis about which you are giving some rotation. So if you have any point A on the rigid body, I don't know whether you can see the dotted yellow line. ये दिख रहा है कुछ? So about this fixed axis, this A undergoes a circular. Don't be worried about taking photographs or writing. I will share this in your analysis. Now, if this A is in circular motion with about this fixed axis, इसको ऊपर से देखेंगे. Suppose if I view from N, हम लोग क्या देखेंगे? एक सर्कल देखेंगे जिसमें A is moving. The tip of the A traces that circle, or A traces the circle. Sorry, tip of the vector B traces the circle. And rate of change of this vector will be omega cross r, that you know from circular motion. So this is all about fixed axis rotation. Now when you want to take the acceleration of point A, circular motion का जो ही acceleration होता है, one is centripetal, omega cross r, and if you are having a variable angular velocity magnitude, okay, if the magnitude of the angular velocity is changing. Why I am only talking about magnitude? क्योंकि डायरेक्शन तो चेंज नहीं हो सकता फिक्स्ड एक्सिस में. एक्सिस मैंने फिक्स कर दिया तो ओमेगा का डायरेक्शन चेंज नहीं कर सकता. द ट्रेजेडी इज इन 3D बॉडीज ओमेगा का डायरेक्शन भी चेंज करेगा और मैग्नीट्यूड भी चेंज करेगा. बट फिक्स्ड एक्सिस रोटेशन इज दैट स्पेशल केस where the omega direction remains fixed, magnitude changes, due to which you are, if there is a magnitude change, you are having tangential acceleration, and even if there is no magnitude change, you have centripetal acceleration. So this is fixed axis. So in a way, though this is a 3D, this can be thought of as just a plane motion, though it appears in 3D, because it is simplified. Axis is fixed, so if you view from the axis, you will only find circular motion. Different points on the rigid bodies will trace circles about the fixed axis. Now, here one important point about rotations of rigid bodies or rotations in 3D is that the rotations of rigid bodies are not commutative. Commutative मतलब ये अगर डस्टर है, इसको पहले ऐसे रोटेट किए about let's say x axis, and let's say then I rotate like this. This is one orientation. Then if I first rotate about this, then I rotate about this, I get a different orientation. So the rotations are not commutative. Finite rotations are not. You can see it from this diagram. So this is a sphere, okay. You mark a point 1 over here, and you mark this axis x, y. 1 is on y axis. You are giving first theta x. पहले theta x देंगे. तो theta x देंगे तो 1 कहाँ आएगा? 2. Let's say you give 90 degree rotation. तो theta x अगर 90 डिग्री देंगे तो 1 कहाँ पे आया? 2 पे आया. Then theta y. Theta y के अबाउट में रोटेशन देंगे. In this sense तो 2 कहाँ पे आ रहा है? 3. Now we will just interchange. First we will give theta y, then we will give theta x. अच्छा, पहले थीटा y देंगे तो ये जो पॉइंट 1 है, इसको अगर थीटा y के अबाउट ही रोटेट करेंगे तो 1 मूव करेगा? नहीं करेगा. So 1 and 2 कोइंसाइड। नहीं, कोइंसाइड करने का मतलब है कि अगर ये इस एक्सिस में ही वन लाइन करता है, ठीक है। अब थीटा वाई के अबाउट में रोटेशन देंगे तो जो एक्सिस पे जो पॉइंट्स है वो तो चेंज नहीं करेंगे, तो 2 वहीं पे आ गया ना, मतलब इफेक्टिवली 2 जो है वो 1 पे ही है। हम लोग 2 को कैसे डिफाइन कर रहे हैं, एक रोटेशन के बाद 1 का पोजीशन क्या है, वो है 2। तो जब रोटेशन दे दिए तो 1 का पोजीशन बदला नहीं, तो अनदर वे टू रिप्रेजेंट इज 2 is in the same position as 1. Now it is clear. कौन सा? ये वाला, ये एक्सिस ऑफ रोटेशन पे ये y एक्सिस है, ये y एक्सिस है, इस ये 0.1 है। तो अगर थीटा y ऐसे देंगे तो 1 तो यहीं रहेगा ना, बिकॉज इट इज ऑन द एक्सिस। एक्सिस से कुछ डिस्टेंस दूर रहेगा तब जाके रोटेशन हो। डू यू अंडरस्टैंड? Can you see that this axis is passing through 0.1? Axis of rotation पे कोई change होता है क्या? Like for instance this hinge. So if you select a point on this hinge and if you give rotation, this point remains over here. समझ में? So it's the same thing. So when you rotate about this y-axis, one is doesn't change. Now if you give rotation about x, then this point moves to green. तो final position first case में क्या था, ये, और when you interchange, then what is the final position? So they are non-commutative. That means theta x plus theta y is not equal to y plus finite rotations. Please keep in mind finite rotations. यही infinite Simon rotations later on we will see can be regarded as commutative later on. That's why finite rotations are not vector quantities. क्यों? Addition is not commutative. अगर दो वेक्टर है a और b, तो you can write a plus vector b is vector b plus vector a. अगर फाइनाइट रोटेशंस वेक्टर होता तो ये लॉ उसे सेटिस्फाई करना, जो कि नहीं करता। बट लेटर ऑन वी फाइंड दैट इनफाइनाइट सिमल रोटेशंस यू कैन सी अ डिफरेंट रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ दिस। कैन यू सी दिस हैच्ड फेस? सो फर्स्ट यू गिव 90 डिग्री रोटेशन, तो ये कहाँ चला गया, पीछे चला गया। देन यू गिव थीटा 90, इट केम टू द टॉप। Now you interchange the rotation. पहले ये दे गया, तो ये देने से क्या हो गया, ये जो ऐसे स्ट्रिप था ये अब वर्टिकल स्ट्रिप हो गया। जो हॉरिजॉन्टल स्ट्रिप था 90 रोटेशन देने पे ये वर्टिकल स्ट्रिप हो गया। एंड देन अगेन आफ्टर यू गिव थीटा 90, then it goes back. So this final configuration and this final configuration again are not the same. Just the same illustration that finite rotations are not commutative, therefore they are not regarded as vectors. And the Euler's theorem, which I had stated earlier, that most general motion of a rigid body can be up for a point fixed can be regarded as motion about rotation about the instantaneous axis passing through the same fixed point. Don't worry, we will see step by step. But is it visible? From here it is still visible. From far I think small resolution problem. No, it's still visible. Okay, let me try. So what we are doing, the rotations which we had given earlier, they were finite rotations, large rotations, 90 degree. अब क्या है, very small, almost tending to 0. So d theta 1 rotation, ये एरो ऐसे देने का मतलब क्या हुआ, d theta you are giving about this axis. कैसा है उसका sense? Take your thumb about d theta 1 and curl your fingers. So that is the sense of d theta 1. But the magnitude is very, very small. So for a point A, because of d theta 1 rotation, this A will move along this line, which is actually tangent to this circle OA. Okay. And what is the magnitude? D theta 1 cross R. Now if you take this d theta 2 another axis, and about this you give rotation d theta 2, so about d theta 2 you will have this particular motion perpendicular to this line, so that will be d theta 2 cross r. Now when you add these two motions, you will get the total motion as d theta 1 plus d theta 2 whole bracket cross r. And you can do that. Now you see this d theta representation is given in bold. That means infinitesimal vectors obey the commutative law. You want to get the feel of it, you can see. Suppose इसको x मान, इसको x मान और इसको y. So first let's give d theta about x थोड़ा सा. उसके बाद d theta, so you have to be careful when you say d theta about x, you have to take your fingers along x and use your thumb. So d theta about x ऐसे, then d theta about y, so like this. So this is the final position of the vessel. Now if you interchange small about d theta y थोड़ा सा and d theta x, almost the same. ये दूर से शायद उतना evident नहीं है, but if you take it as exercise you can see. So infinitesimal rotations obey the commutative law, therefore can be regarded as vectors. तो यहाँ पे आप देख रहे हैं, we have used the parallelogram law of addition. So the final displacement, if you give d theta 1 and d theta 2 one after the other, is this vector d theta, which is further equal to d theta 1 plus d theta 2. And pertaining to this, you can produce it over here and get another axis which is perpendicular to this parallelogram. This thing is perpendicular to this. Why? Because now you can regard the entire body undergoing a rotation about this instantaneous axis. तो इसका मतलब क्या है, समरी क्या है, कि अगर एक रिजिड बॉडी है जिसका कोई एक पॉइंट फिक्स्ड है, you will always be able to find an instantaneous axis passing through the fixed point about which you can rotate it and get the resulting individual axis से जो rotation देगा, that gives a motion of the rigid body. That same motion you will get if you pass an instantaneous axis passing through the fixed point. Give that rotation, you will get the same particular displacement. So that means what? Two successive rotations can be combined into one single rotation about the instantaneous. अगर तीन होता तो क्या करते? d theta 1, d theta 2, d theta 3. तो d theta 2, d theta 3 को लेके एक बनाते हैं. d theta 2 और d theta 3 का जो रिजल्टेंट है उसको d theta 1 के साथ एक और. And finally again you will be able to get an instantaneous axis also. Here the concept is, for rigid bodies having point fixed, instantaneous axis of rotation exists, and that instantaneous axis of rotation passes through the same fixed point, that is point. इसको थोड़ा और बेहतर समझने के लिए this is a very simple example. Here you have a rotor, okay, mounted on a shaft, and the shaft further is rotating about the vertical axis. तो ये पूरा जो रोटर शाफ्ट सिस्टम है, इसमें कोई फिक्स पॉइंट आप आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हैं? O, right? O point will not move. क्यों? क्योंकि इसका जो एक्सिस ऑफ रोटेशन है और इसका जो एक्सिस ऑफ रोटेशन है, they intersect at O. O point will not move. Now if you look about this axis, what is the angular velocity? Omega 1. About this axis, it is omega 2. You can find a particular locus of points जहाँ पे, suppose if you take this point, whatever is this distance into omega 1 is same as this distance into omega 2, and the sense is opposite. सेंस क्या है? ऑपोजिट है. कैसे? ओमेगा 1 तो ये इनटू द स्क्रीन है और ये ओमेगा 2 दिस इज आउट ऑफ द स्क्रीन. So you can get some omega 1 into y and some omega 2 into x. So omega 1 into y minus omega 2 into x will be 0. Sorry? Omega 1, you look at, this is the arrow, it is going in, omega is going in, or if you look from this side, it is counterclockwise. From this side if you look, it is counterclockwise. So all the points which you have, they try to go in. You are not able to get it. So you look at this duster, if this is omega 1, how is this edge trying to move? In. ये omega 1 है ना, यहाँ पे थंब रख के ऐसे कर्ल कर रहे हैं व्यूअर्स. Similarly this is omega 2, so it is trying to go out. So you will find a locus of points which do not move at that particular instant. So एक locus of point यहाँ पे कोई मोशन नहीं है, instantaneous velocity is 0. That becomes the instantaneous axis of rotation. And by Euler's theorem, you get it by omega 1 plus omega 2, added vectorially. If you add omega 1 and omega 2 vectorially, the direction of the resulting vector will be this. Let me also, this example may be better for you. This particular wheel is rolling on the ground. Okay, so you can see that in pure rolling, point B is instantaneous center of zero velocity. This point O is also fixed. So you have already identified 2 points whose velocity is 0. P 0 क्यों है? क्योंकि वो प्योर रोलिंग है. तो P point is instantaneous center of zero velocity, like you have in pure rolling. And point O is fixed. It is not moving. So if you join these 2 points which are having zero velocity, you end up with instantaneous axis of rotation. So this is also instantaneous axis of rotation. This is also instantaneous axis of rotation. How do you get this instantaneous axis of rotation? You have to take the direction of the vector addition, omega 1 or omega 2 का जो vector addition है, that has some direction. some of you are not getting, so let me. So this is omega 1 and this is omega 2. So any point, let's say, which is at zero velocity, if you look omega 1, let this be x. So this theta can you understand one thing, that if omega 1 is 0, what is the value of theta? If omega 1 is 0, this should be the axis of rotation. So theta 0 हो जाएगा. If omega 2 is 0, then y by x tan theta, this is infinity, theta must be pi by 2. So for depending on what is your omega 1 and omega 2, you have this instantaneous axis of rotation, which is omega. Time is up.